Thursday, everyone. We got a nice little work set coming at you. We're going to move around a little bit of load today after yesterday's kind of gymnastics movement kind of flow experience. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. Before we get to that though, let's talk about our warm-up. We're going to get our core heated up a little bit. So we're going to work Inchworm Side Plank for 3 to 5, Forearm Plank 20 to 30 seconds, into our arch hold for 10 to 20 seconds, hollow hold for 10 to 20 seconds, and a Sumo Squat for 3 at a 3-1-3 tempo. So you just use this to take some time, check your body over, make sure things are feeling good, slowly start to open things up, and then move into the next phase, which is going to be a little 2-part warm-up. The first piece, we have a dumbbell deadlift for 3 to 5 reps, into a dumbbell hang power clean for 3 to 5, dumbbell front squat for 3 to 5, and then we're going to do that 2 times through, and then move down to the bottom piece where we're going to play around with our side lunge for 20 seconds, rest 10, and our lateral ski jump for 20 seconds, rest 10. 2 rounds through that little couplet, and then you'll take this piece 3 rounds through. So you're gonna work on a little bit of skill work with the dumbbells, working on finessing your form and technique, then move into a little bit of hip opener stuff, some lateral movement, allowing your heart rate to get up a little bit with the jumps, and then just take it through again, getting everything really ready to go for what's to come. So what's to come today in this work set, we have 3 rounds. Air squat of 21, all right, so 21 air squats, into 9 dumbbell power cleans, and then we're going to take down dumbbell high pull for 21, and you're going to alternate every 7 reps. So you'll take that down nice and steady for 3 rounds, keeping it solid, keeping the squats really smooth and sweet, all right, make sure they're executed just like that, but we'll have some fun today. Those quads, those arms might be burned a little bit, but we'll have some fun with you guys today on Thursday. Let's warm you up, get ready to go. All right guys, let's warm up a little bit. We've got our feet under those hips. We're gonna take the arms big and tall. Let's just stretch to one side, just sort of wake up the side, then reach to the other side. We'll come back up to center. Let's give ourselves a little shrug. We'll come down with the arms, forward folds. We're gonna touch those toes. We're gonna walk up the shins, nice flat back. We'll come down and frame our foot. We'll step that foot back into our lizard. We're going to take that front foot, lock it down with that inside hand, and turn our torso. We'll come back to center. Turn, come back to center, and turn, and back to center. We're going to take that hand out of the floor, step back into your down dog, reaching those hips. We'll come back into our plank, step the other foot up. Inside hand's going to lock that foot in place. We'll turn the torso, back to center, turn the torso, back to center, and turn, and back to center. We'll plant the hand, step her back into that down dog, reaching those hips, come back into our plank, pulling those ribs and hips in together, walk those feet up into our forward fold, roll it up, big stretch, big clap, big reach. And a big reach. Oh, bring those hands down. We're gonna get you guys fired up. So if you'd like to do a little bit more kind of gentle warm up, rotation, twist, whatever you need to do, please take the time, pause the video, do that up for yourself. I'm gonna move you guys right into our next phase, which is gonna kickstart off with something we did earlier this week, the Inchworm Side Plank. So I'm gonna stand profile so you guys can see. I'm gonna hinge. I'm gonna walk my hands out into my plank. I'm gonna establish that tight plank position. I'm gonna shift my weight over and open up to the side. Reaching, holding for a couple beats, coming back into my plank, holding that position, rotating over into that good side plank, pressing and reaching, coming back into that plank, and then walking those hands back in. We're gonna roll ourselves all the way up. Big stretch. Good. And then from here, we'll come down and we'll do another one. So I'm going to show you one more rep if you'd like to do our supported side plank. So the inchworm is the same. We walk the hands out into our plank. We establish that good plank. We shift our weight, but this time we put a knee down. Transition over to the arm, and then reach with the arm back up to that side position. We come back in to our plank, lower the knee, rotate to the side, open up to the side, come back down into our plank, and then walk ourselves back in. So depending on where you live in the side plank world, you can do this supported, you can do the unsupported, whatever's going to give you the best balance and a chance to work on that good stacked shoulder position. So play with it, have some fun. You don't have to overkill the hold. We just want to hold it for a couple seconds to show control. After that, we have our forearm plank. And pretty straightforward. We're going to get down into our tabletop. I'm going to get my forearms down, elbow stacked under the shoulder. I'm going to step back into my plank. I'm going to pull my ribs and hips in, press my shoulders through the floor, and hold this nice solid position. If the forearm plank on the toes is a little bit too much, we can lower the knees down, but we maintain that good hollow position. So tucking the pelvis in, finding that good hollow, and maintaining that tension. Very, very, very tough through the side body in here. So we want to make sure that if you're feeling that, it's okay. It's a little harder in that inner portion, in that core, than it is in that normal kind of straight arm plank. So be prepared for that. It'll feel a little bit different. After the forearm plank, we have our arch hold. So I'm going to get down on my stomach. Arms are outstretched, toes are forward and together, I'm going to inhale, reach my arms forward, my toes back, reaching my arms long, and just hold that position nice and straight for 10 to 20 seconds. If I'm not fully comfortable with the double, I can do a single. So I'm going to reach with my right arm, left leg, and I'm going to hold for half the amount of time I was going to hold the hold for, lower down, and then switch to the other side and hold for that same amount of time as I work on controlling that position. So we want to think about reaching long, opposed to just thinking about coming up. If we think reaching, the body will rise up in that engagement, that tension that's being generated by squeezing and reaching. Our next exercise is our hollow holds. So I'm going to flip onto my back and to give myself a big old stretch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my ribs and hips together, and it's going to lift my legs and my arms. All right, my shoulders are going to come up a bit, my toes will come up a bit, but not too much, just enough to feel that engagement, that subtle lift up off the ground. So I can either do a double foot. If I have trouble keeping my low back on the floor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a single leg. So I'm going to pull the ribs and hips in, coming into that hollow position, reaching the arms up, reaching that toe, and just coming down. And again, like the arch hold, I'll hold for half the time and then hold for the other half. Another option for you if you struggle keeping that low back down is bringing that down leg in a little bit more so the foot's flat, and that creates a little bit more foundation for us to keep that low back into the ground. So lots of options there to play with. See how it feels, see which one you want to challenge the most, but most important, we want to keep that low back in contact with the floor. Our next exercise, we're going to bust out the Sumo Squat. So I get my feet out nice and wide, my toes are slightly turned out. I'm going to stand up nice and tall, and I'm going to squeeze my glutes, and I'm going to pull my hips down to my heels, pressing my knees out gently as I find that sumo position. Knees are tracking the toes, so I really have to focus on a little bit more outward pressure on the knees in the Sumo Squat so they don't collapse inwards. So I'm going to do one to the sides. You can see profile again. My hips are going to go down towards my heels. My chest is going to stay upright. And my feet are going to be as flat as I can keep them with the weight through the midfoot. So I'm trying to keep that good flat foot contact the entire time I squat, on the way down and on the way up. Quick little recap. We have 2 to 3 rounds. Inchworm Side Plank for 3 to 5 reps. Forearm Plank for 20 to 30 seconds. Arch Hold for 10 to 20 seconds. Hollow Hold for 10 to 20 seconds. And a Sumo Squat for 3 at a 3-1-3 tempo for 2 to 3 rounds. Take that down, rock it, pause the video, get that body heated up and do a little once over. I'm going to bust out the next phase with the dumbbells, go through some skill, and get you guys one step closer to that work set. So our next phase of movement is going to be our dumbbell deadlift. So I'm going to grab my dumbbells, I'm going to bring them over here. So I'm going to start off setting up in that sumo position. So if I have trouble getting down to that floor position, I can get set up in my sumo. I pull my hips back and down, chest stays up a bit more, and I just get those dumbbells to my starting position, and I bring my feet under, dumbbells to the side. So I'm going to turn to the side for a second so you guys can see. Standing tall, I'm going to pull my hips back. My knees are going to go slightly out so they track the toes. And once I get to the knees, I'm going to lower straight down as deep as I feel comfortable. Still keeping the big toes down, the feet flat. So we smooth it out and pull back. Once the dumbbells touch the knees, I come down to that desired depth, really focusing on keeping my feet flat, and again, working on that nice, strong back position. So you'll notice my back stays in that good extension position the entire time. I do that deadlift. Once I'm during my third or fifth deadlift, all right, do what desired reps you choose, I'm going to do a hang power clean. So I'm going to take that same hinge to the knee, but then I'm going to drive through my legs and get those dumbbells up to my shoulders. So I'm going to pull the dumbbells to the knees, and then I'm going to drive through my legs, pull right into that little power squat, bring my feet in, and then come back down. I get set, I pull back to the knee, nice good back position. I drive through my legs and pull into that nice little squat, and then stand tall, bring it down. I'm going to do one more and then leave them there. I just want you to watch the dumbbells and watch where they stay in orientation to my body. They stay very close. We want to make sure that they stay nice and close to the side of the body and not drifting out in front. My last exercise is going to be a dumbbell front squat. So I'm going to have the dumbbells already up, resting on my shoulders, pressing into the dumbbell. I'm going to take my hips to my heels, knees track the toes, my body upright, and work out a really good squat. So I'm keeping my chest up tall, nice and solid here, way through the midfoot the entire time. And I keep those knees tracking the toes. So I'm going to take that down 2 times. So back to back, working through that little complex. Dumbbell deadlift for 3 to 5, hang power clean for 3 to 5, and a dumbbell front squat for 3 to 5. Once I've done that twice, either changing the weight, staying the same, I'm going to move into a little bit more dynamic movement, which is going to involve my side lunge and my lateral ski jump. So I'm going to get set up in my wide stance, just like I'd be for my good morning. My toes are slightly turned out, and I'm going to take that hip down to my heel as best I can, keeping my body upright. My knee is tracking my toe, and my chest is tall. So I'm trying to embody those squat mechanics as I take it down in that lunge. So really taking the time to just open up the hips and ankles and really work on getting comfortable in that deeper position, but making sure I'm tall. From there, I'm going to do that for 20 seconds of just steady state movement. I'm going to rest for 10 seconds, and I'm going to work on the lateral ski jump. So I'm going to pick my foot, and I'm going to swing those arms, driving over, and then I'm going to swing, and then again I'm going to swing, and swing. And if you're just saying, Dave, I don't jump, that looks fun, but I don't jump, impact kind of bugs my ankles, or I have trouble controlling the lateral energy. That's fine. You can swing and step, and step, and step. And you can even step and drag the foot. Step and drag the foot to control that motion a little bit more and keep you under control as you shift side to side. So we have 20 seconds. There's no proper rep scheme there. It's just steady movement, working on control, and working on controlling that lateral energy for 20 seconds. You'll take 10 seconds of rest. You'll go back to the side lunge, back to the lateral skis, 2 rounds, and then you'll repeat that whole process back to the dumbbell, back to the jumps for another 3 rounds. So as a recap, dumbbell deadlifts, 3 to 5 reps, dumbbell hang power clean, 3 to 5 reps, dumbbell front squat, 3 to 5, 2 times, into a side lunge for 20 seconds, rest 10, lateral ski jump for 20 seconds, rest 10, 2 times, and then repeat back at the top 3 times total throughout that process. Pause the video, take that time, take it down well, get that body moving well, get everything heated up, work your skill, work that lateral movement, and then come join me for our work set. So our work set kick starts off with some air squats. So again, the air squat, exactly the same as our dumbbell front squat that we practiced, minus the dumbbells up in the front round. So my feet are in my squat stance. I'm going to turn profile so you can see my hips in terms of where they go. I am going to take my hips to the heels, knees track the toes. I still stay flat through the feet, and I stand tall. I'm trying to take it down as deep as I feel comfortable, taking it all the way down and standing up. So with control, it's an air squat, so we can go relatively quick. We want to make sure we're staying tall, our knees are tracking the toes, and our feet are staying flat. So only go as fast as you can maintain those key points. After that, we're going to go into our power clean, which is going to join the dumbbell deadlift and the hang power together as one. So I'm going to get my dumbbells up with a good deadlift, take them to my hip, and I'm going to take them somewhere below the knee. So if I can touch the dumbbells to the floor, I can do that. Or I'll take the dumbbells down just below the knee. I'm going to drive through the feet, land in that power squat, stand, come back down, and do it again. So we're just being a little bit more patient. You have to take the dumbbells from below the knee, get them all the way up to the mid-thigh, and then drive through the legs and come back into that position. So we want to make sure we're being patient and we're not just ripping the dumbbells up. And we also want to make sure that we're taking the dumbbells down well. So as the dumbbells come down, we're hitting that good hinge position that we practiced in the deadlift and making sure that back position is nice and flat and straight. If you start losing those positions, take a break. Right? 9 can still get really tiring, so if you need to, break it down and do a 5 and a 4 set and just rock it in whatever sets you need to take down. From there, we're going to rock a dumbbell high pull. So we've done these before. I'm going to grab the dumbbell, so a single dumbbell. I'm going to get my feet in my about hip width stance or squat stance. And I'm going to stand tight through the glutes, tight through the core. I'm going to pull the dumbbell up to my sternum. And I'm going to do that for 7 reps. Okay? So this is going to be a little lighter than the dumbbell you use to clean. Once 7 reps is done, I'll transition and I'll do 7 reps on the other side with control. If you only have access to one set of dumbbells and it's a little heavier, what we can work on is a little bit of momentum through the hips. Not quite all the way to the floor, but we're going to go from the hang. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the dumbbell to the knee, you're going to stand with the legs and get the dumbbell up to the chest. So kind of like the clean in terms of our position, our practice, except we're going to drive and just take you to the sternum. So we'll do that for 7, working on that good hinge, working on that nice flow if the dumbbell is too heavy to do strict. And then if you have choices in terms of lighter, heavier, go heavier on the power clean, a little lighter on the high pull, and work that high pull strict for 7, 7, taking it down, alternating every 7 reps until you've completed 21 reps. As a quick recap of the workout, we have 3 rounds, 21 air squats, 9 power cleans, dumbbell high pull for 21, repeat 3 times, take it down for quality, for time, have fun with it, you guys. It's going to be a nice gasser for you all. It's going to be a good time today, and I hope you enjoy leading you into the Friday that's coming up. We're going to have a good time this Friday. So work for quality, you guys. Have fun with this one today. Let me know how it goes, but we'll talk to you very soon about the events leading into the weekend. Bye, you guys.